Happy early weekend to you. We're just going to talk just real quick about expansion draft protections. We're about halfway through the season now, and
It's coming up.
it's coming up.
The Seattle who? The Kraken?
Kraken, yeah. So maybe and we'll maybe try to project who they're going to take as well at the end here.
I can't wait.
But yeah, we're just going to do this as just a combined effort. Who we're going to take? Good on the list here. Josh, who are you taking first? Protection.
No brainer, Larkin. I think it's he's captain one. I mean, for the obvious ones, and I think he's got I think he's going to break out eventually. I think there's just a quick one. I think he's going to break out. I think he's going to be a 25-30 goal scorer by the end of all of this.
I think it's close to point per game eventually.
I think so.
Okay. I'm going to take number 2. I'm still going to take Mantha here.
Okay.
Everyone talks about trading Mantha, but as we talked about on Monday, his game's right. I mean, his game all around is right. He just needs to shoot more, put some more goals in, gain that confidence. But he plays well, has good value, and he's good at the team. I take Mantha number 2. I think that's a no-brainer as well.
Absolutely. 3, Bert. Whenever he comes back, I don't know if he's dead or not, but when he comes back, I think he's one of those grittier players, like a Marchand, maybe a poor man's Marchand. Maybe not the same goal scoring skill, but at the same time, I think he's going to carry you deep in the playoffs when we get there.
Yeah, and Bert's really good on the power play too. That's
Absolutely.
something we really missed. Number 4, I'm going to take Rasmussen, I think. The talent, I think he's just too raw to let him go.
Oh, sure.
And I think he's definitely taken if you expose him.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is kind of a no-brainer. And you just hope the development curve maybe speeds up a little bit and he gets, to be a 9th overall pick eventually. That kind of, pedigree. We can hope.
Maybe not a goal scorer, just a big body. Put him down the middle. Third
lines.
Once Foligno comes in.
Yeah. All right. Who do you got?
Fabry. I pleasantly surprised. I like the trade in the beginning. I think Stevie did a fantastic job getting him. I do think he is the future with us.
Really?
I think he's part of that whole future.
I think he needs to go back to center, get him off the wing.
Agreed.
He played good center when Larkin was out.
Mm-hmm.
Need to go back to that. We need as much center depth as we possibly can because we don't have it.
Right.
6, I'm going with the much maligned, never in the lineup, Evgeny Svechnikov. He's a good player. He's a first-round pick. He's got the talent. He's gritty. He plays along the boards. I said Monday that there's no reason he's not in the NHL, and I stand by that, and he should be protected.
Absolutely. I think Nielsen said it. So he's got one of the best wrist shots on the team, and that's saying a lot, honestly. I mean, I think he's got the big body. He's a power forward. You're going to need that when you go deep in the playoffs. If and when we get there.
Yeah, even if he's a down lineup guy, he's got skill, and that's something we haven't put in our bottom 6 a whole lot. Probably since the kid line of, Tatar, Nyquist, and Sheehan back in the day. That was like the best. That was the last time we had a good third line. All right, you're up.
Giovanni Smith.
Okay.
I think he should have been in the lineup. I think he should have been in the lineup the whole time. Mantha doesn't fight against that Tampa Bay game, and man, he's energetic too. Right? We needed a guy like that. We need a grind. Everybody loves grind line. We need somebody back like that. I think we need a line like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the physicality. He's got speed that I didn't really think he had.
Right.
He's got some offensive instincts.
Strong kid too.
He's strong as a bull, and he can pass. He's got some skill, and I agree with you there on 7.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, and a goalie.
Mm-hmm.
Start the defense. No brainer. Hronek, obviously.
Yeah, facilitator. Man, I mean, he's just steady Eddie, I think, really. I mean, we need that guy. I think he's going to be a first pairing with Sider next year.
You think he's going? No, I can't agree with you there. I think he's going. I think his sweet spot is the second pair right side, maybe with a little more defensive guy. But I think he's overslotted now, and a lot of the fan base, for some reason, is kind of like really critical of him this year when he's playing the most minutes on the team. I think he's 23 years old.
Well, it's a strong point of the team, too, is, you can be critical on him, of course. You can be critical on the whole team if you want, but the strong point of the team is the defense right now, right? Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think it's more in Stetcher, Stahl, Merrill, maybe. Those guys are really good defensively. But Hronek with the Kaiser is a good pair. Again, de Kaiser, another guy who's maligned.
Sure.
But together, they do all right. And I think when Hronek's slotted correctly, he'll look like a very good player. And, he's not going to be overextended kind of like he is now. But, I mean, if you don't like a 23-year-old playing top minutes on a team that's one of the worst in the NHL, you're missing out because he's done well for what he's into.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, you're up next. Who you got?
Chalaus Dylan, or yeah, is that his name? Dylan?
Dennis
Chalaus. Names your kid Dennis in this day and age, right? But Dennis Chalowski, I think they did a great thing putting him down, letting him get power play minutes. I think that was the whole key of putting him down AHL. But he's produced in the AHL.
He's producing very well in the AHL right now. I really would have liked to see him over Juice. I don't think they're that much different of a player.
Yeah, that was a random pickup. Anyway.
And Chalowski is younger.
Right.
But maybe they wanted Juice to maybe shelter Chalowski for the year, see what he can do. We all want more defense out of Chalowski, but you're going to get what you get. And his offense, his skating is just top notch.
Well, he's quarterbacking that power play down there. Yeah. So he's doing a great job then, point per game, I think, right?
Yeah. Third, and this is it's kind of a maybe at this point. I protect Stetcher. We've got him for another year.
Right.
And the only way you can protect Stetcher at this point is if DeKaiser plays like 8 more games.
Sure.
Due to the expansion draft rules and who you have to expose for Seattle. I think DeKaiser will get 8 more games, so we shouldn't have a problem there. I protect Stetcher. I think he's been fantastic for us. He did a very good job this week against Tampa. He scored the 1 goal. I like him a lot. I think he was a great pickup by his
great skater, great puck mover, and he can shoot.
Yeah. And then we got 1 for a goal, Josh.
I believe we got to protect Grice on this one. I mean, Bernier's probably gone at the end of the year, probably gone at the trade deadline, unless Stevie gets him back or whatever.
Well, even if you want him back, unless you just, I don't know. I mean, you could protect Bernier, but I think it's kind of might be a snub to Grice if you did that because Bernier's a UFA and he's not likely to be picked up by Seattle because he is a UFA and at January 1st he'd be able to sign wherever anyways. So
I don't think he's going anywhere. I mean, we'll probably trade him. They'll probably go. I think we talked about Toronto. I think it would be a great.
I think Toronto would be a good place for him.
But I do think he comes back. I mean, he's got a home here, and he's got some pretty good roots here, and I think Eisman really likes him. So it wouldn't surprise me if he comes back at the end of the year.
I like Bernier. I think he's good going forward for at least a little bit longer.
Sure.
With those protections, who do you think they take?
Oh, shoot,
Put you on the spot. Who do you got?
Well, it's definitely not. I don't think they take anybody offense. I think they do take the Kaiser.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think they take the Kaiser. Maybe they do what they did, what Vegas kind of did. They took Nosek, who's been
still
a regular.
Playing. He just scored the other night too.
Yeah, Nosek's been a regular for Vegas. I think Pearson could be taken out of Grand Rapids. Might be a good depth center, depending on what else they kind of project going forward. The Kaiser, steady top 4 defenseman you could take. The injury history though might, make them question that.
Yeah, he's a big boy too. I mean, maybe he's in the wrong system. I don't know. Such high hopes for that guy.
Who's that?
DeKaiser.
Well, DeKaiser's played well. The injuries, you can't. I mean, DeKaiser was, 4-year NCAA player that we signed UFA. You can't really fault that signing. He's been good enough for us for that. He wasn't a draft pick or anything like that. You know what I mean? So, good enough.
There's an expectation of defensemen here, though. Probably a higher expectation of defensemen than forwards, I would say.
Man, that's tough. I don't know. You've had great forwards here over the last 30
Oh, you
years.
have. I mean, but I think we got great forwards now. I think they're just being coached terribly. But defenseman-wise, I mean, we've always had a Norris Trophy winner, right, at this point, except for these last couple of years.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll take DeKaiser probably with you as well, then.
Okay.
I think that's an easy choice for Seattle. But that's all I got. I don't have anything else.
I'm done.
All right, thanks. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. It helps us out. Have a good weekend, everyone.
See ya.